fat woman asks her husband, "Who is this?" And her husband says, "This woman is going to be my wife, and my relationship with you is over." Then the fat woman says, "What will happen to me and my child?" Then her husband says, "Look at yourself in the mirror. You are an ugly woman, and I do not understand how I tolerated you for so long." Then his son says, "Dad, what are you doing?" Then his girlfriend tells the child, "When adults are talking, children do not speak." Then the boy's mother says, "You cannot talk to my son like that." Then a neighbor standing far away says, "What kind of man leaves his family?" Then the fat woman's husband says, "My friends taunt me that your wife has become fat, and I cannot tolerate their taunts." Then the fat woman says, "I am also God's beloved creation, and he loves me very much." Then one day the fat woman asks her husband, "Whose bag is this?" Then her husband says, "This bag is yours, and you should leave my house." Then her son says, "Dad, where will we go, and with whom will I sleep?" Then his father says, "Go wherever you want, sleep wherever you want, I do not care." Then the wife says, "I worked day and night in the market, and then built this house, so this is my house." Then the husband says, "I am the head of the house, and whatever decision I make, you will have to accept." Then the fat woman says, "At least think about your son." Then her husband says, "This son is not mine. How does he look like my son to you?" Then the fat woman says, "I was always loyal to you, and you are doubting my loyalty like this." Then the husband says, "I do not need you people, just leave this house quickly." Then the fat woman says, "You are leaving me because I am fat, and I pray to my God that he never keeps you happy." And then she leaves with her belongings. Then the man's girlfriend says, "Thank God we are free from her, and now I will live alone in this house with you." Then one day the fat woman is leaving the house with her child, and the neighbor sees her and asks, "Where are you going?" Then the fat woman says, "We have been thrown out of the house." Then the neighbor says, "How is it possible that he threw you out?" And says, "Did he not feel pity for you and your son?" Then the fat woman says in a sorrowful voice, "This is my God's decision, and there will be goodness for me in it, and I am proud of every decision of God that he made me a human, and my husband always taunts me for being fat." Then after some time, the woman is at the neighbor's house, and the neighbor says, "Look, I brought such a beautiful dress for you." And then the neighbor says, "Come, I will give you a job." Then after some time, her husband and his girlfriend go to the office of that kind woman for an interview. The kind woman welcomes them and says, "Go and give your interview to your boss." When they reach there, the husband is shocked to see his wife as the boss and says, "What are you doing here?" Then she says, "I am the boss of this office." Then the husband says, "Now I believe in God's decision that he always helps the oppressed, and from now on I will never consider anything created by God as inferior. Trust in God's plan because his justice is perfect." If you like our video, please send super thanks.